Portia's intelligence and the fact of being quite unlike any other woman is remarked in the play. According to Plutarch, Portia is said to have been very beautiful and learned, as his father had taught her on philosophy. This is also reflected on her conversation with her husband when she insists on that point. She mentions her once commended beauty when she urges him to tell her the reason for his strange behavior after having stolen away from the bedroom early that night before the Ides of March. She identified herself with Brutus' self and his half, blowing away that submissive pattern which was common among married couples, ruled by paterfamilias' right to do as he pleased to his own wife. She claims to be stronger than her sex and to have a man's mind, but nevertheless she recounts to have only a woman's mind. That is, her opinion will finally count very little, no matter how outstanding her courage, as Plutarch says in his Cato's Life, may be, leading her to such a serious breakdown which would drive her to commit suicide, perhaps no so appalling as historians describe it. Those who have come across this character through Macculloch's description, which shows us quite a graceless, scarcely feminine woman, would hardly recognize Shakespearean Brutus' wife, quite different from Caesar's. We hardly have any records of Calpurnia, except for her family. We know she was daughter to Calpurnius Piso, whose riches Caesar took good profit on. Historians like Dio Cassius and Plutarch let us know about her astounding prophetic dream on Caesar's being murdered the night before the Ides of March. She really saw how Romans washed their hands in Caesar's blood, just as the conspirators would do only a few hours later. From the start, Shakespeare's play shows her as a woman who was absolutely barren, something which obsessed Caesar himself, who insisted on her being touched by one of the Luperci during the traditional race which was held at the Lupercalia. She's not shown as a brave or intellectual woman. Nevertheless, such different females as Portia and herself share the same fate, though they make a try to play a relevant role in the development of the events. Their efforts are thwarted by their husbands. Calpurnia must even get through the fact of being humiliated publicly in front of Caesar and Decius Brutus. How foolish do you feel seem now, Caesar would say to his wife. She could then, like Portia, say, how hard it is for women to keep counsel. Her defenseless quite reminds us of her own counterpart at Calpurnia's dream, the noble whose main character is this apparently little thing who happened to be New Alexander's widow, a story which tells us about Calpurnia's longing for having a role of her own, deeply in love with her husband, but on the verge of being repudiated due to her barrenness. Cleopatra's shadow hovers over her, something absent from Shakespeare's story.